Thank you so much for showing up here tonight. I promise you tonight you are going to learn some incredible things about yourself. That's the plan, is that we're going to take some time here tonight and we're going to talk about you. This webinar is not about me. This is about you. You saw the email. You saw what it's about. It's about being an empath or having empath tendencies. And so I'm going to be talking about you, to you, about what's going on with you. Like, what's going on with you? Recently, in the last 2 weeks, I've had the chance to have one-on-one phone calls with some incredible people who have found out that they have empath skills, they have empath abilities. And in just a short 1-hour conversation, I was able to help them understand themselves at such a high level that I thought, you know what? I've got to talk about that tonight here at this webinar. I've got to share with you what I was sharing with them. So my plan is, here's my plan, is that by the time we finish this conversation and I share with you, you are literally going to be sitting there going, wow, this is exactly what I needed to know tonight. Because if you understand yourself better, you will do better. Isn't it true? I mean, if I think there's something wrong with me and I'm having a glitch, well, then I'm not going to do very well because I'm having this glitch happen, right? Whatever the glitch is. But once I figure out what that glitch is, oh yeah, now I can start moving forward and doing better. So tonight is about you, about what's going on in your life, what's going on inside of you, between your head, your heart, and your actions. We're going to talk about this. So it's going to be totally worth your time being here. And I'm super excited to share with you. I've been thinking about this for days and days and days. Okay, so I'm a show and tell guy. So I have some screenshots to show you. And when I say screenshots, this is what it looks like. I have some slides to show you because I like the visual part. You know what I mean? It just helps bring the story to life about what's going on. So I got to say this, that if you really start looking around, we've got some difficulties going on in the world. And you don't have to look too far to see the headlines, to see all the information that's being passed around. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world that is not happy stuff. And of course, there are miracles that are happening in this world, but we're also seeing a lot of tragedy, a lot of disruption, a lot of challenges that are happening close to home, in our country, in other countries, and it's starting to really shake things up. So the problems that are going on in the world are affecting everyone. Everyone is impacted sooner or later, and the world literally is changing right before our eyes. The thing that I'm seeing, and I think you're seeing it too, is that people are stressing. They are getting anxious and they're getting scared, and fear is going up. And it's not just the parents, it's not just the adults, but the kids are paying attention too. I mean, they can watch the news, they can see the feeds coming across their phones. They hear parents talking about things, they hear other people talking about things. And what's happening is they're young and they don't understand things like adults do. And so it's even like worse for them, because like, what are they going to do? How are they supposed to solve these problems? And so they're looking at their future and it's disturbing to them. And so here we've got parents and we've got the kids, meaning teenagers and young people, all stressing. And if we did make a list of what's happening to people today, it would be a long list. We would see overwhelmed, we would see stressed, we would see struggling, entrepreneurs who are trying to launch their businesses, but deal with their thoughts and feelings that are going on in the world. Depression is on the rise. Suicide's on the rise. People or parents and spouses who can't provide like they used to. More arguing and fighting amongst couples and relationships and siblings and neighbors and countries and owners and employees, and systems are failing. Men imploding, they're not taking the lead, they're pulling back. Teens losing belief in themselves, women stressing out, maxed out, sad. People who were going for goals are pulling back. And then we have people who are hiding. We have, like hiding from their mission in their life, people who are living below their potential. I mean, I'm sure if we made this list together, we would see all of this, right? Identity confusion, loss of motivation, and number 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, we could keep going, and keep making a list of what's going on in the world. So what's happening? What's happening is these outside circumstances, these outside situations, they're not just happening out here, but what's happening is that they're actually starting to get in our heads. And when I say that, I mean, the concern about what happened gets into our head. The emotional impact gets into our body. And we can handle so much, right? We can handle so much, just like you, just like me. We can handle so much until it starts to really pile up. And when that piles up on our mind, and it also piles up on our heart about the things that we see going on and things that are happening to people, it makes the doing really tough. It's tough to get things done, especially coordinate with other people, your family and others and a team. It's like, it's different. It really is different. People are different to work with. I'm not saying everybody is, but if you're watching, people are different. And it's because the doing part of them is being affected by their thinking and their feeling. Now, here's something to think about. Most people don't understand their own thoughts, and most people don't understand their emotions, because those two topics are not really talked a lot about in families and amongst friends. They're not talked about. You want to know what's talked about? Is problems. Problems are talked about, but the effect that it has on people isn't really talked about. I mean, your very best friend is being affected by these outside world events that are going on. Your siblings, your children, your spouse, whoever's around you, they're being influenced. And so what's happening is there's this silent, quiet pileup happening. And it's piling up inside of people. And then when it piles up, either the person implodes or the person is going to explode. And if they implode, they go to anxiety and depression and lose belief in themselves, lose hope. If they explode, that's an argument, a fight, conflict between them and anybody else. And so this situation is getting worse and worse by the day. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it goes right back to this first statement. To solve ongoing, costly problems, we need people who can see the root of the problem. These people exist. They just don't know how powerful their gift is. They're empaths. Okay, so what's an empath, right? It's like, okay, wait a minute. What's an empath? An empath is a person who has a high level ability to listen and understand another person, like a really high ability. And there's all different kinds of levels, but empaths are people who listen and understand and can come up with ideas of how to solve the problem. They listen, they understand, and they are problem solvers. That's what empaths are. Empaths are not weirdos. They're not weirdos. No. If you agree that empaths are not weirdos, click the raise the hand button at the bottom or say something in the chat, because they're not weirdos. Now, you could meet somebody who's a little strange, right? Sometimes I can be strange. Sometimes you can be strange, but we're normal people. We're just normal people who have this heightened awareness to be able to listen really closely to what people say. And we listen to what they don't say. And we can sense lots of information about them. It's called tuning in to the person. So we listen, but we listen with a lot of different channels when we listen to people. So what that does is it provides for us a way to be able to listen, understand, solve problems. You might want to write that down. We have listening skills, understanding skills, and problem-solving skills. Now, you as an empath, here's the thing that you probably didn't realize is the problem-solving side comes from the fact you can sense how the person got into the problem. And so you can sense how they can get out of the problem. And that's where common people struggle, is they don't even know how they got into the problem. They're like, how in the world did this happen? They're just like, they don't get it. But then when they talk to you, you're like, oh, well, this makes sense. And then you're like, yeah, this makes sense. And you know what you ought to do is, and then you're right into some advice, at least some ideas of what to do. Now, if your confidence is really up, you're going to have a lot more clear advice to give them. But empaths who have low confidence, they just give little bits of advice. But empaths that have really big confidence, man, you can't get them to stop talking. They just got tons of advice to help people. So this is what I do. I help empaths enhance this gift of listening. That's what I do. I've been doing this for 17 years. I help empaths improve their ability to listen. I also help empaths to be able to heighten their level of understanding of people. And I also help empaths know what kind of advice to give people. So that's what I do, is I train people who are in this space of listening, understanding, and problem solving. And the reason why I train them is because it's what I do. I do the same thing. I listen, I find the understanding, and then I'm right into problem solving, be able to help that person move forward. And I've been doing this for 17 years. Like, this is my 100% dedicated part of my life, is to do this, to serve and help people. But I've also found that it's super amazing and very rewarding to teach others how to improve their skill in this area. So if you find yourself being a really good listener, and if you find yourself understanding people more than that person even understands themselves, and if you find yourself giving people advice, or at least thinking of the advice, maybe you don't always say it, but all this advice always comes to you. If you're like that, you are going to love what I'm going to talk about tonight. All the way to the end, I'm going to be like raising your skill, raising your awareness of how to use this skill. But really what it is, it's a gift. Now, you're going to find out sooner or later. I might as well just tell you already, you're going to find out sooner or later that I got a big spiritual portion of me, right? So I really believe that the gift of being an empath is a gift from God, and he gave it to certain people to go help people. Like, God picked you and he said, okay, you're next, and you get these gifts. And he gives you these gifts, and you're like, what am I supposed to do with these? And then the first thing you got to do is learn how they work, right? Got to learn how they work, learn how to use them, how to manage them, so they don't hurt you, or they don't overwhelm you, or don't drain you. Most empaths, they struggle with being drained, and I'll explain that in a little bit, why that happens. But I really believe that this is gifts that God gave you to be able to serve people. And it's okay to serve a lot of people. You can talk one-on-one, but you also could do a webinar and help people. You can teach people all over the world. So what's cool about this is that if you start to realize that you actually have something about you that is extra cool and useful and valuable and you can help change people's lives and help them, oh, you're going to go to bed happy. You're going to wake up happy. You're going to be excited for the next day because it's like, let's do this. But if you don't know how all this works, you're going to go to bed confused. You're going to wake up confused. You're going to feel really lost about who you are. Because if you're trying to figure out who you are, it's because you don't know what gift you have. I'm serious. Part of figuring out who we are is what we can do for others. Really, truly. There's me, and then there's what I can do to serve others. And I've watched people find who they are through helping others with their gift. Okay, so I'm talking a lot here. We got to jump right into this and talk more about this. But I get really excited about talking about this because when this clicks for you, you're going to find yourself being more motivated and more encouraged to live your life fully. And that's what I want for you. I want that for you. I can't make that happen for you, but at least I could open up your eyes and open up your mind to understand yourself better. And that's what I'm going to try to do here in this conversation, is help you understand yourself better. Here we go. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best here. Okay, so I got this screen I'm going to read to you. That way I don't forget how to say all this, because I think about this all the time. You have something important to share with the world. You have felt that calling, that tug to speak up. Right now, more than ever before, we need voices like yours. We need people who are here to coach, to mentor, to teach, to lead, to inspire. The world is in crisis. The world is in a crisis. It's time for you to step forward and do your part. People are looking for, well, hold on. Some of you just checked out with that statement. I'm going to say it again. It's time for you to step forward and do your part. I know you're going to go, how do I do that? What does that mean? How can I help? What can I do? I'll explain that. Just hang on. People are looking for help. They are desperate for answers and guidance. Remember, you have a gift to listen, understand, and solve problems. They're desperate for answers and guidance. You have something unique to share that others need today. Your voice, your words, your experiences. That's what will inspire them to make a positive change in their life. You don't have to be perfect at using your gift and your abilities to work with people, listen, understand, and help solve problems. Just be willing to try. See, for some reason, empaths are timid. Not all of them. I've seen some pretty intense ones who are like, whoa, let's go. But the rest of them are that I've met over the last 17 years are pretty timid about themselves because they've always felt like there was something wrong with them. Have you ever felt that way? Like you're different? Like there's something weird about you or different about you compared to everybody else? Yeah, it's because you have a gift and they don't. They have other gifts, but you have this gift about connecting with people. I get it. I felt the same way growing up. It was like, why am I so different? So I get it. So I'm here to help you put the puzzle pieces together. And one of the big puzzle pieces I want to help you put together is to take this gift that's inside you, the gift that's inside you, and put it where it goes. Not put it over here in the bottom corner. No, I probably should show you what I'm doing right here, right? We're not going to let you take your gift and just leave it in the bottom corner. We need to put it where it goes. It goes right here. And it literally is like a puzzle, right? It's just like a puzzle. There's pieces that go together. But if you take your gift and go, oh, this is so weird that I do this, and you try to get rid of it, it leaves a hole in the middle, doesn't it? It leaves a hole. So this is a big portion of who you are. It's how you work with people. It's how you contribute. You literally are here on earth with a very specific mission: to listen, to understand, and help people solve their challenges. Not do it for them, but just point them in the right direction. So all night long, every day, I think about how can I help you with this gift Put it where it goes so it becomes active. How could we take your gift and use it to be fully active? And so you're using this and it feels good doing it because you understand it. So I'm going to say this right up front. Empaths make great coaches, teachers, presenters, therapists, counselors, youth coaches, marriage counselors. I mean, anything where you can teach, your empath gift is needed. Anywhere somebody's challenged, anywhere somebody gets stuck, this list could be like 100 long. But I put these 3 just to kind of give you an idea. But your gift is to be used. Don't put it down in the corner. That's not going to do you very good. Okay, so let me just give you a little quick journey about myself, and then I'll jump into empath part. So I grew up in Wyoming. I grew up as a normal kid. I slept with my head in the bowl of cereal, just like you did. I'm sure we all have pictures like this, right? School was not my thing. I did not enjoy school. I did not like school. I did not like the system. And I was a very, 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 very slow learner. In fact, I was so slow, I would just fall asleep. I would just fall asleep. And anytime my report card came out, oh man, I was in trouble. I don't think I really got grounded. I think my mom was just like, all right, my son really, he tries, but it just doesn't make sense. So I always wondered what's up with my brain, right? Growing up, my slow learning caused me problems. I was super sensitive. Things overwhelmed me really easy. I'd rather just be in nature. That was my thing. School structure was difficult. I noticed I was different, and I didn't know how to get my mind to work. So I had these challenges. I had bad grades, bad experiences, which then made me think bad about myself, feel bad about myself. And so then my performance would be hindered because of all these struggles that I had with people, with schoolwork. And I was just super, super forgetful. Well, what happened was I grew up. And when I grew up, I got to the point where it's like, okay, it's time to get married. So then I get married. And all my struggles didn't go away. They just came with me. And I tried getting a job. I got a job. It didn't pay enough to cover the bills. So I had to get another job. And then that didn't cover everything. So then I got another job. So I was working 3 jobs and getting super frustrated, all the effort and time I was putting into things. And I thought, if this is going to be the rest of my life, this is really lame, really terrible. So I slipped into depression. I went into depression. And in that depression, it's not a cool place. I had suicidal thoughts. I would have ideas cross my mind of all the different ways that I could die, or maybe I could just run away, or maybe I could just go climb up in the mountains and just live there forever. Like I just wanted to just get away because I was always making mistakes. I was always in the wrong spot at the wrong time and frustrating everybody. Now, at that point in my life, I was not using my gift. My gift was put away down in the corner. That's what was going on. Literally, seriously, I just put the weird thing away. It's like, well, no, this isn't, I can't help people because I'm a mess. That's the thing I had going on. Well, since I'm broke and I'm not a rich person, well, then because I'm not rich and I don't live in a nice house, I can't use this gift to help people. I know I'm not the only one who's thought that thought. Because my job, I had 3 jobs. How am I supposed to help people? Even though I wanted to, I didn't. And so I took my gift and I just shoved it down in the corner. And that's my gift of listening, understanding, and problem solving. So I had a job where I worked in a warehouse, where I worked with boxes, hardly any people. And then I was a delivery driver, and that was with hardly any people around. So I was as far away from people as possible, using my gift as least as possible because I did not see value in that. Well, all of that drove me down to being depressed because I was hiding or stuffing my gift. And that's what I noticed about empaths is that if an empath is not using their gift, that means that they're going through depression. I'm not kidding. If somebody says, "Oh, I'm just dealing with depression. I'm always down, I'm always bummed out." And I'm like, "You know what? You have a gift you're not using." And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, what are you hiding?" And I'm like trying to pull up their gift and they're like, "That's not me." And I'm like, "Yeah, it is. You're not using your gift. That's why you're super, 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 super bummed out. It's because you're not using your gift." And then after I talked to them for a little bit, they're like, "Okay, all right, you're getting me on this one." And then when I start to help them put their gift where it goes, then they would do better. But see, back in my story, sorry, I kind of took off from the story. I didn't know I had this gift. I just knew I could listen to people and I could understand them and help them. But that's at that point, I thought that's worthless. I can't do anything with that. So I just stuffed it down in the corner. So I go through this depression. And while I'm in depression, then what happens is my wife gets super concerned. And then she starts asking people for help. And then that bugs me. And then, then it's like, oh, we can figure this out ourselves. I don't need help. And so I'm not going to tell the whole big, long story. We'd be here way too long. Anyway, she attempted to take me to a seminar. And the seminar was to help us be better people. And I thought it was the stupidest idea to go to a seminar. Like, that's not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything. And so I grudgingly, and I was ornery, and I was crabby and crunchy and just terrible days before the seminar. I mean, I was just terrible. And we're driving there, and I'm just slamming it and just cutting it to pieces while we're driving there. And I don't know how Kim held it together to get us there. We got there. I sat on the back row. She sat on the front row. And I sat there through that first day just thinking, this is the stupidest thing ever. And the thing that they were promoting is that you could change. Not that they really came out and said that. That's what I kind of gathered with what stuff I heard. I thought, they're trying to tell me I can change. And I'm like, my life is pretty crappy. And there's nothing I could do to ever change this. So the first day was just terrible. Second day, I woke up and had this experience that opened my mind. I mean, I literally was pondering about if I could ever change. And then what happened is I had this little miracle moment where my mind opened up and this little answer snuck into my head and it said, "Kirk, you can still change. What you got going on, there are certain things you can do to change your life." And I was like, what? And so it opened my mind and I got a little excited and we went to the class and I'm watching the class and all of a sudden I'm getting really amped up and really excited about how to change. So I went to the seminar and opened up my mind that I could possibly change. So listen to that for a second. Somebody else followed their impression to put together a class, a program, right? Somebody else, this man and woman, had this idea of how they could help people. And of course, it was also their business, right? They're selling tickets to the seminar. And we paid for this seminar. We went there and I thought it was stupid the first day. The second day, I'm like, whoa, man, this could work. And by the third day, I am completely different. Now we got to pause for a moment and go, wait a second, what happened here? This man and woman put together a class to teach people. And the person who was teaching the class, when I look back on that moment, they're an empath. They listened well, they understood people really quick, and they could problem solve. And I was in their class. That husband and wife changed my life because they decided to get their act together and go help people. They changed me. Mr. Kirk Duncan, Mr. Stubborn, Mr. Stubborn. Like, they changed me because they followed their impression and put together a class. There wasn't that many people in the class. It was a small class. We go there and I learn, and within a day and a half, my mind shifted because the person in front listened, they understood people at a high level, and they also problem solved. They had things that they were teaching to help people like learn about how to be better, and they were problem solving for us. That husband and wife, because they put together that class, changed my life, changed the direction I was going. I was depressed, suicidal thoughts, hating life, not even talking to my wife. I mean, we had situations where it's like, I don't know if we're going to stay together. That would have been super sad. I mean, it was bad. It was really bad. And then I go to this seminar because these people are out there helping people. I mean, I know you're sitting there going, yeah, Kirk, that's just how it works. I'm like, no, wait a minute. I was heading a particular direction. And these two people, husband and wife, the husband didn't talk or speak or anything like that. It was the wife. And she's up there trying to help us. And she got to me. She opened me up. She opened me up. And that was 17, 18, 19. I think it was about 19 years ago that happened. And the last 19 years of my life have just been mind-blowing. Because this empath woman, I know that's so weird to say it that way, but this woman that was an empath, she stood in front of us and she would listen to us, she understood us, and she would help us problem solve. And I realized that I was stuck in the thinking that I will never be able to solve these problems. But then when I put these problems in front of her, man, she just lickety split. She could just fix those and just tell me like, oh, well, this is what you do. And it's like, there's solutions to this? Are you kidding? Are you serious? There's still solutions? Oh, man. So my life, my brain opens up to like these possibilities of what I could do. And I started using some of what they taught me. And it's working. Man, it starts to work. Now, I'm not going to take you through the whole 19 years. I'm not going to take you. That's a long slideshow to do that. Let me just say this. Now, here I am. I've done over 6,000 presentations. I've taught people all over the world, clients, international clients. I'm a personal mentor. I teach group coaching. I've taught live seminars for 15 years where we did a live 3-day seminar every month for 15 years. Every month, a 3-day seminar every month for 15 years, sometimes 2 in a month. Oh my goodness, I've been teaching people and helping people. And along the way, my empath gift opened up. My listening and understanding and helping people problem solve. And so I stand in front of you with my personal experience of somebody else doing a class to help a small group of people who then helped me, who then now I'm doing classes to help people. And there are countless success stories. I was looking through all the binders that I have. They're this thick. I think I have like over 20 binders this thick with all these individual sheets of paper that are all these written testimonials of people just going, thank you, thank you, thank you. And it's like, wait a minute. I'm just using my gift. I'm just helping. Now, I don't know about you. But I used to be depressed back then. Now, when I go to bed, I check the box that says, are you living your purpose? Check. When I go to bed, I can check that box like I am living my purpose. Now I say that because it's possible. It's possible. Now I don't know where you're at, but I'm thinking if you are on this, if you're listening to me right now, you must have a little bit of empath inside you. You must have a little bit inside of you about the feeling that you would like to help other people. Or maybe you've sunk down into the depths and maybe you're in that heavy place of depression or anxiety or whatever those other levels are called. And maybe you're there and you're just looking for like, whoa, could this happen? Could I change? And I'm just going to just speak straight to you. We can change. We're never stuck forever. There's just things we don't understand. And if you start to learn how things work, you can solve problems. You can change. You can move yourself to a better place. You're not destined to go clear to the bottom and die. That's not the plan. Mentally, emotionally, and spiritually is not the plan to go all the way down the slide to the bottom and then just die. That's not how it works. We do have times we go down, but then we adjust things and then we come back up. We come back up. So I put this in front of you because I mean, this is totally off my curriculum for tonight, totally off, but I had to go down this path because somebody who's listening to me right now, you are going to be that person who's going to teach another person or small groups of people, and you're going to wake up another person like me. And then that person's going to go help a bunch of people. Like you are that person. And I'm not just saying that, like I'm sitting here tuning into all of you and it's like, oh my goodness, we've got some people on here tonight that are going to be that person. Because I was the student, right? In that class, I was the student. And then I had this, what? Like, oh my goodness. And now you're here. And then you're going to learn, and then you're going to open up, and then you're going to be the teacher, and then you're going to open up people. That's how it works. We go around opening it and lighting people up legally, morally, and ethically. We just like, boom, we get them open. So their mind will work and their emotions will move and their gift will come to the surface. See, if you use your gift, you'll unlock people. You'll break them free of what's going on, but you got to use your gift. And I got to get on to teaching you how to do that. I know, I got to quit talking. Okay, I hope this makes sense to you because, man, I just like right now, it's like really coming together for me more than ever. And so if anything, I just got something from this here tonight. This is super cool. Okay, so I hope, well, if I could just like drive to your house and like knock on your door, I could like knock on your door and be like, hey, let's talk about your empath gift. And I just like sit there and have a bowl of cereal with you tomorrow morning or a green smoothie. And we would talk about what you're doing and how we're going to get you active with your gift. Because believe me, there's more people like me that are out there that are depressed. I was depressed. I was like, I think I'm going to lose my marriage. I think I'm going to run away from my family. I think I'm lame. I think I don't even want to live. I was that student in a class. There's more people out there like me in that situation. And I can't get to all of them. That's why you got to get going on your part. And maybe you don't know how to do this. And I'm going to show you how to do this. But that's my plan, is to get in your head and be able to go, hey, I see you. And hey, we need you. Come on, get into this. Get into listening to people, helping people. And I know it can be weird because it's like, how do you do that? I'm going to show you. All right. This might have just turned into like a 6-hour webinar. Not 6 hours, I promise. Okay. So this got woke up inside of me and got put in place. And then, whoa, here comes Kirk Duncan. Okay. So, I lost my spot. Hold tight. Okay. So I went to the class. I learned principles. One of the principles I learned was how to do a vision board. I don't know if you've ever used a vision board before, but they are awesome. This is the vision board I had on the side of my bed when I was in this particular room. And I did so well with my vision board that it inspired my wife. And so then she also got a vision board on her side of the bed. It was awesome. Super inspired her. And then both of us had our vision boards and we were just goal setting maniacs. I mean, we were just like setting goals, getting goals, setting goals, getting goals. And you know what happens when that happens? People start to want to know what you're doing. And so we were teaching people, all kinds of people, teaching, checking the box, saying, yep, I love to teach. We had people over, we had specialty classes, I was up on stage teaching. Oh, just love it. Seminars, huge seminars, tons of people. And guess what? Every person was there because they had a problem they wanted to solve. Every person was there looking to solve a problem. Moving forward in life, you have to solve problems. Terrible relationship, you have to solve problems. Don't have enough money, you have to solve that problem. Everybody was there to learn from me how to solve certain problems. You are just like me. You listen, you understand, and you can give advice. And maybe you're at a small level, but if you hang around me, it's going to become a large level. And you're going to do amazing things. So it was really interesting seeing myself help other people. I could see beyond the surface of what they were talking about. I could hear more than what was being said. And then I could sense what needs to be corrected. And here's the crazy thing. In one of my classes years and years ago, this person stood up and they asked a question and I answered the question. This is probably about, I can't remember if it was like 500, but usually there are about 800 people in a class. And this person raised their hand, they stood up, they asked their question, and I answered the question. And another person in the audience spoke up and said, "That's not the question she asked." And I said, "Oh, sorry. What was your question?" And then the lady said, she goes, "No, actually, you answered the question I wanted to ask, but I threw this other question at you." And then the audience is like, "How did you do that? How'd you know what the other question was?" And I was like, "Oh no, they're catching me on what I'm doing." And then somebody yelled out, "He's an empath." And I literally said to the audience, I went, "What's an empath?" And all the audience started like bouncing around ideas what an empath is. And I went, "I think that's what I am." I didn't know what it was. It's just a name given to explain a particular ability. And it's rare. It's not common. It's very rare. And so for you to have something similar like this, it's rare. And people like us need to learn how to use it, and go help people and feel good when we go to bed at night, right? That's what we got to do. Because you can be up in front of people, you could do live seminars, you could do classes, you could do webinars, but I built classes. Here's a sample of the different classes I built over the last 17 years, all designed so I could listen to people, understand them, and help solve problems in these particular areas. And I've absolutely enjoyed it. I love helping other people build programs, build classes. I love helping people do that. I really do. And it'd probably be helpful if I showed you what I was just showing you on the screen. Here it is right here. We'd be on stage, lots of classes, loved it. Loved being in front of everybody. And sorry, I didn't show this to you, but I was already talking about it. But this is like a sample of the classes that we had taught when we're doing live events. And just love this. Been doing this for years, but I love helping people build programs. I love listening to their ideas and I love helping them organize it. And then I love teaching people how to teach it. Because if you've ever felt like you wanted to organize a program and teach people with the advice you have, the experience you have, the education you have, man, I could just dive in and help you build that class. I love it because I know that the people's lives are going to change that you would teach. So I love to help People who have the empath gift understand their empath gift. I love to help people who have ideas of what they would like to teach others, put that into a program. I love helping people do that because I know that those students, that audience, those clients, their lives are going to change because my life changed because somebody did that. And if you got a program together and started teaching it, oh, you're going to help people. You're really going to help people. Then we had a chance to be on TV. Kim and I were on TV, I think close to 100 times. That was a joy. That was really fun to be on TV. We were like once a month and we'd done it for years. It was super fun. And I just want you to know, I don't do all this by myself. I've got a great team that helps me along the way as I've been using my gift to teach people. And we've done a lot of great things to make a difference out there in the world. But it all of this comes from the gift that God gave me. And God gave it to me. I know everything I've learned, everything I know how to do. God has blessed me with education, with experience, but he also blessed me with a gift. And I recognize that I have that gift and I know I need to use it to help people. And so I do. And maybe you're like that too. And if you're thinking, oh, I don't want to do big seminars and all that kind of stuff, you don't have to do that stuff. You don't have to do any of that. But you can't use your gift to help your children, right? You could use your gift to help your friend. The thing I don't want to have happen for you is for you to think that this part of you that's kind of weird and you don't quite understand it. If you go to hide that, you're not going to be okay. No, you won't be okay. You will sink because that gift is what really brings a lot of joy to you because it's what God gave you to use to help people. And even though you don't understand it, you can still learn about it. Even if you don't know what it does, you can learn about that. And I'm not a weirdo. I'm a very normal guy. I'm going to be like the most normal human being that's an empath that can talk really just straightforward how it works. You're not going to get weird stuff from me. You don't have to worry about what I'm going to teach you. It's just really makes sense how this works. But yeah, just don't hide it. You can do a little bit with it. You could do a lot with it. It's kind of like riding a bike. You don't go on a 10-mile bike ride the moment you get on your bike. You got to kind of learn how to use it. But as you use it, you'll start to use it more and more. And you'll find yourself teaching lots of people. It'll happen. So let's talk about empaths for a moment. Let's talk about this. So empaths, there's lots of descriptions out there, but I'm going to give you some descriptions that I found that resonate with me. And so this is not all inclusive. Like I didn't scour every book on the planet. I'm going to just share some thoughts with you. These are my thoughts. So an empath can sense what others are feeling. An empath can sense what caused the feelings. Empath can sense what to do to solve or correct what has happened. Empaths can see how to solve the problem. Empaths can sense how a person's past is affecting their potential. And so you see that word sense. Yeah, it's a sense, right? Now, all these people, any of these people could be empaths. There's not like one standard look of an empath. It could be any of these people because it's a gift. It's not a physical characteristic. I'm going to call it a spiritual gift. It's a spiritual gift. Signs that you're an empath. Let's go through a couple more here. Some of them might have repeated a little bit. We got the senses up here. Let me go down here to the struggles. Struggle with structure. Empaths also struggle with organization. Empaths are usually overcritical of self. Like they're pretty bad with that. Empaths feel like they should be further than they really are. They're really extreme at that. And then also empaths feel drained most of the time. And I'll explain that in just a little bit. Okay, empath. The term empath comes from empathy, which is the ability to understand the experiences and feelings of others outside of your own perspective, which means you have your own perspective, but you can reach in and tune in to a person and sense them. And I'll show you a diagram in a little bit what that looks like. Let's go to here. Is it rare to be an empath? It is a rare gift, which makes them what they are, empaths. They sense the feelings of others as their own, which makes them great listeners and trouble solvers. Empaths have one rare trait that makes them even more powerful. These people are experts in human psychology. What? I know, it's because we're so deeply connected to people when we're a healthy empath. When we're an unhealthy empath, it's not good. Critical, really grouchy with people, super sensitive. That's an unhealthy empath. Okay, are all humans empaths? Empathy is the ability most humans have. So all humans have empathy. Empathy is the ability most humans have to understand the way someone else is feeling. Unless you're a psychopath, narcissist, or sociopath, you will have the ability to feel empathy for others on some level. People very high up on the scale are known as empaths, and they take it to the next level. Okay, just 2 more screens of this. What is the empath personality type? Deeply sensitive, highly attuned to the emotions and energy. Now, you've heard this word before, energy. Can I just help you with what that means? When somebody says energy of a person, what they're talking about is their mood. Some people get a little bent out of shape with the word energy. And it's like, don't make it weird. It's not weird. Energy means mood. So let me say attuned to the emotions and mood of others. But energy just kind of sounds a little bit more sparkly instead of mood. And so if you ever hear somebody say the word energy, they're just talking about the mood of the person. They can easily, okay, this is where empaths get in trouble. They easily take on the emotions of others as their own. Uh-oh. You just see that? Let's stop for a second. This is where you, as an empath, are going to feel drained. When you easily take on the emotions of others as your own, that's where you actually lose your own identity. This is where you get lost, like a bunch of mixed up feelings inside you. You can't tell the difference between you and that and what's this. This will mess with your head if you don't know how to turn that off. So if you have ever felt like your personality almost continuously attracts those who need guidance and help in their life, you may be an empath. Some babies enter the world with more sensitivity than others, an inborn temperament. You can see it when they come out of the womb. They're much more responsive to light, smells, touch, movement, temperature, and sound. These infants seem to be empaths from the start. It's a gift. We're given it before we're born from God. Okay. Can you learn how to be an empath? Yes, you can. You can. What is toxic empath? Okay, listen carefully to this. Super important. Toxic empathy is when a person over identifies with someone else's feelings and directly takes them on as their own. This may leave you feeling drained and make you feel like you have no time left to take care of your own problems. Did you hear that? Have no time left to take care of your own problems. Toxic empathy is when you don't just mirror other people's feelings, you absorb them. That right there is probably one of the top 5 things that I coach empaths on, is how to help them not absorb others' feelings. Because the gift of being an empath can be kind of reckless. Not kind of, it is reckless when you don't know how to use it. You will absorb other people's feelings. You will over-identify with other people's feelings. You'll take them on as your own. Those three right there, over-identify, take them on as your own, and literally absorb them. Those three right there will drain an empath. Boom. And now that empath will slip into depression. And now there's all different levels of depression, but I need to show this to you so that you're conscious that, hey, you have this gift of being an empath. There's do's and don'ts with being an empath. There really is. There's do's and don'ts. Most empaths have no idea what the difference is between the do's and the don'ts of being an empath. And so then what happens is they pay the price by struggling emotionally first. First, it's emotional struggle, mood swings like crazy. And I've heard empaths who go to the doctor and the doctor cannot figure out what is wrong with them. And then it's my turn to talk to them. I'm like, you're an empath and you're over-identifying and you're absorbing feelings and you are messy inside. You are messy. You've got too many people's emotions all inside your space and you are messy. It's like a house, like a tornado went through it. Like it's just a disaster inside the human being. So empaths need very specific training so that they can manage their gift well and not over-identify, not absorb, and not take things on as their own. These three, I hope you wrote those down because those three you want to be very conscious of so that it doesn't take you down emotionally. Because once that happens, then it will take you down mentally and then it will take you down physically. And then you'll wonder what's wrong with you and you can't figure it out. And what doctor is going to say, oh, I think you're an empath. That's not going to happen. Seriously, I struggled with all three of these. And so I know what it's like to be reckless with the gift and not know how to manage it. And so when I was up in front of audiences, let me just show you this. When I was up in front of audiences, I had to know how to stop my empath gift from absorbing. I had to stop with over-identifying and with taking people's feelings on as my own. There's no way I could teach seminars. There's no way. In fact, in the beginning, I couldn't. I was so petrified about being around people. So this is what happens. I meet empaths who are fantastic teachers, brilliant, but they can't get in front of people. They can't pull an audience together. They can't organize groups of people to be together because their subconscious is sabotaging that like crazy, like get those people away from me, because we're going to over-identify and become toxic. I really seriously, I wish I could like do a whole thing on toxic empathy and like walk through the different stages of toxic empathy and literally help. Because an empath who slides into toxic empathy, it's toxic. I'm really emphasizing this. I hope you are just hearing me for a moment so your mind is waking up to like, maybe that's what's wrong with me. Maybe I do need some training. Because you can't figure this out by yourself. Seriously, it is really difficult how to do this. But I want to make you aware of it. Okay, next part. Here's other things that just really rack an empath. Electricity. That's a bad one. That'll just, if you're around electricity too much, it throws you off. And you just feel like you're off. If you feel like you're off, get outside. Get away from the power lines. I'm going to just do this one. Radio towers, power lines, get away from the appliances in your home. Get away from those because that will mess with you. So appliances, radio towers, electricity, computers, computer screens. Here we are sitting here watching a computer screen. Just so you know, as soon as I'm done, I'm heading up the canyon to go for about an hour and a half hike to just like chill from the computer and this electricity. I got to get away from it so I can, because I want to stay balanced. And most important, is I want to stay in tune. I don't like it when my senses are knocked off because of computers, electricity, appliances, radio towers, machinery, trucks, large vehicles, traffic, airports. Oh, those will just whoop you. Ah, tough. And then loud noises. So if you find yourself being sensitive to these, it's because it knocks you off being in tune. Now, let me explain being in tune. Let's just say there's a radio station at 107.5. And when you are on as an empath, being in tune to people, you are on your frequency, 107.5. You're on your frequency. If you're around electricity and electronics, it will take you from 107.5 and drop you down to 106.1. Well, if you did that on a radio, what would happen? You would lose the station. That's what happens to empaths. You have a particular frequency you function at the best. And all these other weird things will just knock, not weird things, but all these things that are, to other people, it doesn't bother them, but to us, it does. And we have to be careful about that. Many times during the day, I leave the house and I go outside to where there's dirt and trees because I want to stay in tune. So if you ever feel weird inside, you got to get away from this stuff for about 15 minutes and just go get outside. Keep yourself in tune, or you're going to feel weird and you're going to be off, and then you'll start to panic, and then you'll start to worry, and then you won't do well. So be careful, take care of yourself. Just be conscious of this. It's a real thing. This isn't made up. It's not for everybody. Usually there's about one empath out of every 100 people. So every 99 people, they're going to think you're the weird one. But it's like, nope, I get who I am. I'm an empath and I just don't want to be around this stuff. The stuff that empaths like to be around are trees and water and mountains and animals. Those are so revitalizing. Okay, so what is empath? What's going on? Well, every human being has thoughts. Every human being has internal language, like they talk in their head. Every human being has emotions. Every human being has a particular energy or mood that they're in. Here's the funny part, is that people think all of this stays in their body. That's the funny part, is they think that their skin keeps all of this contained in the body, just like skin keeps all of your organs and all of your fluids contained in your body. It's just assumed that the skin keeps thoughts and language and mood, emotions and mood inside the body. But you and I know that mood can fill up a room. We've walked into a room before and you could feel the mood of that person because their mood leaked out of their skin. It went from their skin, inside their skin, to inside their space, to now outside their space. Out here. Guess what? Emotions do the same thing. They don't stay in the body. Emotions come out of the body into the space and then outside the space. Language that's in their head comes into the space and then comes out of the space. Thoughts don't stay in your head. They leave your head, fill up your space, and go outside the space. So everything in your body, when it comes to thoughts, language, emotions, and mood, it all comes out. Now, so what is an empath? An empath is a person. Let me see if I can pull this up here. I forgot to add another person to this. Hold on, let me grab a person. People, there's a person. Boom. Okay, so an empath is somebody who's on the outside who can pick up on their thoughts, can pick up on I know this is going to get kind of creepy, like, what? That's weird. but they can pick up on thoughts, emotions. They can pick up on language, and they can pick up on mood, because empaths are high level listeners. They listen with more than their ears. Look at all the different ways an empath listens: words, thoughts, tone, energy, which is mood, body language, behavior, and then the list just keeps going. Empaths pick up on that information, and every human being is transmitting it from their body, like it or not. It's just what happens. So, Kirk, you're telling me you can read my mind? No, I can't read your mind. But if I tuned into you, I bet I could pick up on your mood and your energy. And if I talk to you, I could pick up things in your voice, your words, your sentences, your paragraphs, your tone. And I naturally, empaths know how to read body language. So I'm a really high level listener. That's what I am. And that's what you are too. And so that's what empaths actually do. That's how we function, is we actually are picking up on the information that people have that's coming off of them every day. And it just goes all over the place. It's just coming out of them everywhere. It's not like you're stealing the information. It comes from the person. Everybody is a sending and receiving tower of information. Everybody's like that. And so if you're an empath that is open, meaning that you are healthy and in good space, meaning you have your head's good and calm and your heart and your emotions are in a good place, then you're going to be super open to what information people have. But if you're an empath who struggles with feeling undervalued, feeling flawed, feeling disconnected or worthless, feeling rejected or disrespected, if you feel any of these emotions, this will stop your empath gift from working. So yes, empaths are sensitive. And if you go too far, it actually throws up a wall and you can't connect to people. Now I'm going to say something, and you need to listen very carefully to what I'm about ready to say. This is very, very important. If you're in a relationship, listen carefully to this as an empath. If you feel flawed, rejected, disconnected, disrespected, undervalued, alone, worthless, if you have these feelings roaming around in you, this is your wall, which keeps the information from your partner from coming to you. So you can't sense them. You can't sense them. And so now you're going to feel disconnected from them. Here's the mistake empaths make. They blame them. They say, how come you're so distant from me? That's what the empath says to them. Why are you so distant? And they're like, what do you mean distant? Yeah, you're just so distant from me. It's like, I thought we were close. And why are you being this way? And this person's going, what are you talking about? And the empath can unknowingly start blaming the person that they love for being distant from them, when the empath is the one who's causing the problems because they have so much negativity inside of them. And so the empath, who is supposed to be the one who listens well and understands and connects to people well, is disconnected. This is a really big mistake that empaths make, is that when they're like this and they're disconnected, they blame their kids, they blame their spouse, they blame their partner, they blame their boss, they blame their friend, they blame their neighbor. And I've had to really get after some people who are empaths to like straighten out their thinking. Like, what are you thinking? Like, you're the one who's disconnected, and like, no, it's them. And it's like, no, it's you. Because they don't even know that this is happening. Okay, that's more than what I usually share on that slide. I just wanted you to know that, because that happens between people. Okay, so what I'm saying is, like, if you have negativity going on inside of you, just go, okay, I must have thrown up the close sign. I need to work on my emotions so that I can get back to being open and feeling super connected with people. That's the work of an empath. A healthy empath is an empath who manages their emotions. Super important. A healthy empath manages their emotions so that they can stay open. Because if they go to being disconnected, that empath can all of a sudden be total panic, worried, scared, anxious, catastrophic thinking. And that's actually what's happening in the world today. Empaths are shut down. And here they are, people who can help other people and teach classes and be a coach and change people's lives. But empaths are letting too much negativity get inside their head and they're not managing their emotions. And so then they shut down. And now the empath has all kinds of issues, and they have no idea where it started. But I like coaching empaths to get themselves out of that, back to being a healthy, open empath. Been doing that for 17 years, coaching people how to get back to being open. Then you can use your gift. Then you can change people's lives. Then you can make a difference. Then you can feel good. And then you can go to bed feeling like you're living your purpose. But today we have a lot of empaths that are shut down and they let the negativity get in and cause the disconnect. And now they feel completely worthless and they feel like they can't do anything right. So if you feel like that, I just explained what happened to you. You have to manage your emotions and you have to manage your thoughts. That's what will take down an empath. Okay. One more piece about being an empath, and then I want to show you some coaching techniques you can use as an empath. I want to empower you so you can be more effective as you go to help people. I got some great things to show you there. Okay, this one, really good to notice this. Okay, as an empath in your personal space, you have 100% of your own energy, your own mood, your own power, your own life force. You have 100%. There's other people. Other people have information that comes from them. If this person's information gets into your space, well, that's going to cost you some energy to let that information be in your space. And if this person's information comes into your space, this space is your personal space. It's usually about 3 or 4 feet out in front of you, 3 or 4 feet to the side of you, 2 feet below you, 2 feet above you is your personal space. It's a real thing. They can take pictures of it. It's real. It's a real thing. So if somebody's information, which we talked about this already, the information comes from people, but if it comes into your space, it costs you energy to manage that information. And so what happens is you start to lose energy because now you're managing other people's information inside of your own space. It's like you're a librarian, or it's like you're a parking garage, or it's like you're just going to get zapped. You're going to lose energy. There goes 25%. Now you're down to 75. No, there goes 25. There goes 25. Now you're down to almost nothing. That means you're going to be tired, cranky, critical, going to bark at people, be mad at people, blame people. And then you're going to go eat things that are not good for you to try to feel better because you're low on energy and you have no idea why you're low. So you're going to eat sugary, then you're going to eat crunchy, and then you're going to eat salty, and then savory, and then sugary, crunchy, salty, savory, crunchy, salty, sugary, savory. And you're just going to do the rounds until you're sick, and then you pass out for a food coma. And you felt good a moment while you're eating it, and then you got to go binge watch TV to run away from the world. I probably just explained some things you do. And so I only say that because it's I get it. I get it. See, empaths need to know you need to take people's information and stick it on the edge. It can sit right here. I love teaching empaths how to build a library, not a energy draining experience. Empaths need help on building a library. Because if I can help an empath build a library, which if they want to read that book, they take the book down and they can read that person. If they don't want to read that person, they put the book back. They want to read this person, they take the book down, they read it, they put it back. And so an empath can hold their 100% energy. Then that empath is going to be have a higher level of vitality, more happy, more in tune, less fear, less worry, less anxiety. They can tell how their kids are doing. They can reach out to their friend energetically and read their friend. But it's a library, not a dumping ground. And so I love teaching empaths how to do that. So I show you that it's possible. It's possible. And even with this, I know it's giving you ideas of like, wow, I should probably try that. This visual, get a screenshot. Take a picture of this, that you're deciding from this point on, you're going to be a librarian, not going to take on all this other stuff from other people. Because you don't have to. But I painfully kept losing energy from people. But I wanted to teach larger classes. And so there's no way I could be in front of more people and have 1,000 people inside my space. There's no way. That would like suck the life right out of me. So the only way I survived and thrived is I had to figure out a different way to retrain my brain how to manage the gift. I had to train my brain how to manage the empath gift so that I can keep my energy, so I can be in better space, better mood, more in tune, and more active in teaching others. Because now I don't fear people. It's like, let's go teach. Let's do this. And so it gives you like, it opens the door of life for you. Wow, right? Oh, if we could just talk, right? I mean, just imagine for a moment, just imagine if you had like 2 months of empath training from me. I mean, this is like, we're at an hour-ish, hour 15 or 20. This is like an hour and a half. Imagine if we had like 2 months and I could like coach you on empath ways so that you could manage yourself better, right? I don't know. Maybe you don't want that kind of stuff, but tell me if you do. Click the raise the hand button at the bottom of the screen or jump in the chat and tell me if that's something you would want, is to like, let's talk all things empath, right? Let's talk about this, because if you could manage your gift, oh, you could do such good things. So I bring this up to you. If you have that happening to you where you feel drained and you feel mixed up because all this stuff is in you too, you're not broken. You just might need some training. Just tell yourself that when you have these moments like, what's wrong with me? And then go, wait, I'm going to say that differently. What training do I need to do better? That's what you want to look for, is training, empath training. And do I do that? You better believe I do that. You better believe I do empath training. I'm doing it right now. And I do a lot more of it too. Okay. So as an empath, whenever you are going to help somebody, let me just give you a little secret. Just a little secret here. You see these 5 question marks? As an empath, use your empath gift to check on all 5 of those. You'll really teach that person what to do next, or coach them or give them advice that will be so much more precise, so much more accurate. Now, usually empaths will tune into the person. They'll go here, they'll tune into the person. That's great. That's very common for an empath. And then the empath will tune in on this, like what's the problem you're running into? And then if the empath is really good, they'll tune in to what they need to do to be able to get through that. That's usually the highest levels I hear from empaths. But I'm going to open you up a little bit further and go, okay, they also have a wall, that the person also has a wall that they face. You want to find out what that is. And you also want to find out empathically what their true, real desire is of what they want to accomplish, because they don't really talk about it with anybody. And that's what I find that's really fun as an empath, being a coach, is helping people tune in on what they really want to accomplish. Because usually people won't listen to them. They won't listen to their big ideas of their hopes and their dreams. And I love helping people open up to discover this. It's like the most favorite part about being an empath and being a coach is not only helping them solve problems, but also helping them get where they want to go. Because see, as an empath, you can help people find what to do to get past all this. I love all these, but not usually the empath doesn't look for all these. Like I said, usually they don't really get into that. They don't even really search for that. They kind of talk about this. They usually focus on this and then this, but they don't really do all of that. So the next time you're giving advice, just in your head, go, okay, what were the 5? What were the 5? And this is the beginner. This is like beginner level. I have other advanced levels above this of being an empath to tune into people, but this is a great place to start. Anytime I'm with a person, I got 5 things I'm looking for. Now, if you're brand new at this, you probably want to go with that. Like, hey, what's wrong? And then try to, use your empath gift to figure out what really is wrong and then how they are. Now, of course, it seems like you would have to end up going to this one sooner or later. But if you're brand new at this, you're looking at those 2 or that third one to be able to help them. If you're brand new, if you've been doing it for a while, find all 5. It's kind of like a treasure hunt. It's so fun. So fun to help people. So fun to help people. So what you're actually capable of doing, and with some training, you could actually get really good at this, is helping people who are scattered become organized. That is a kick too. Now, this is you being like more intentional as an empath. Intentional empaths listen to the scatteredness of people and then go, hey, you know what? Let's kind of put this in order. And then that's what you bring to people's lives. More of a systematic order way of how to live their life so they can do this. And guess what this is called? It's called coaching. Because you're being an intentional empath with a plan. That's why empaths make such great coaches, is because they really can learn how to see all the obstacles along the way. And the empath also can see the scatteredness of what's going on and then to bring it together for them. I don't know about you, but I love when things are organized. I love it. When something's organized, it just makes me happy. I just get so tickled when things are organized. And the coolest thing on the planet to organize is a person. I mean, I love organizing my garage. I love organizing my office. That's always cool. But the coolest is helping another person get their life together. I just love it because now they're more productive. They know where they're going. They believe in themselves. And I use my empath gift to do that. And I use coaching skills to do that. So if you're an empath and you've really wanted to really use this gift to serve people, you got empath and then add coaching. So empath and a coach. You're an empath coach. You're like, I don't know what you want to call it, but just the coaching skills are like, hey, this is what you can do next. This is what you can do next. And let me explain that. What I do is I'm a mindset coach. I'm an empath and I do mindset coaching. So I can coach people in any industry about anything. I could do marriage coaching. I could do business coaching. I could do, team coaching. I could do youth coaching. I could do a women's class, a man's class. I could do all kinds of things because it all has to do with mindset. Mindset means what's going on in the mind. So I can be a coach about the mind and use my empath gift. So I don't have to like fit in a particular industry. I could help anybody anywhere get through this so that they get here. I love this. It's very universal. It's very flexible. And you don't have to have a particular field of knowledge or experience. Like you could start as a mindset coach, use your empath gift and learn how to do mindset coaching, because mindset coaching is like learning how to ride a bike. It doesn't take too much to learn it. You just need to know what you're learning and the order of how it works. But you literally could start as a mindset coach using your empath gift to help listen, understand, and solve problems. And you could coach people. You could. You would go to bed at night feeling so good. You are using your empath gift and coaching people. And you're not trying to be a type of coach about a particular industry or particular topic or particular field. The field you want to focus on is mindset. Because everybody has a mind. Everybody's got a mind. You would help everybody, anybody. You could be a very, very, very universal coach that you could then have, if you wanted, and I'm going to throw this out on the table, you could turn that into an entrepreneurial idea, and you could actually turn that into a coaching business. Now, why would I bring that up? I bring that up because you wouldn't have to work somewhere else. You could work for yourself using your empath gift to listen to people, understand people, solve problems, and help people's lives be amazing. That kind of sounds like a mechanic. They make people's lives better. Sounds like a landscaper. They make yards better. Sounds like a builder. They make homes better. It sounds like anybody in any other job about doing a good service for another person and being paid. You would be doing a good service for a person and be paid for it. Seriously. It's okay to be paid with a gift that God gave you. I mean, pause for a second. Let's think about this for a second. If God gave somebody the gift of understanding plants and bushes, and that person becomes a landscaper, does that mean that person's using their gift for an advantage to earn an income? No. What if somebody was gifted the gift of understanding numbers and they become an accountant? Are they using the gift from God in a really awkward, weird way? No, they're using the gift God gave them. We all have gifts so that we can take care of ourselves. But for some reason, empaths get a little hung up on this. And that's why entrepreneurial empaths have a tendency to be broke, because they're kind of glitched in their head, and I was too, about how can you use your gift and be paid. And it's like, okay, let's talk about the landscaper, the mechanic, the accountant, the builder, the dentist, the chiropractor, the massage therapist. They all get paid for using their gifts, but an empath can't. And then the empath goes, oh, I know, it's just so hard in my head. I can't quite understand it. That's why one of the really important steps I need to teach empaths who are learning how to become more intentional with their gift is I need to teach them how to have a better relationship with money and what money really is. Because usually empaths see money as something bad or slimy, or like it's something weird. And it's just because empaths are sensitive and they've got a bunch of garbage in their head about money. But empaths who are healthy empaths, who are entrepreneurs, they pay their own bills with what they bring in. They have extra money, and they get to go do things that they like to go do. They pay their bills, they get groceries, they get to go do things. They don't struggle with money because every person on the planet needs help. So your answer to your prayer could be that you get to be an entrepreneur, use your empath gift, and become a mindset coach. If I could come over to your house and knock on your door, I would be laying this out in front of you going, you know what? I think you ought to do this. And they're like, oh, you might be like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I could do this. And it's like, I get it. I know you're nervous about that. I know you got money stuff going on in your head. And you're like, I don't know if I could ever do that. And it's like, okay, are you struggling financially? Do you have the time that you need or want to live your life the way you want to live? Because you can really do things for a very fair price and help people, and they're happy, you're happy, everybody's happy. That's what I love. I love meeting empaths who it's like, let's open up the mind of what's possible here so that you could do this full time. What if you could help people full time and that took care of your financial commitments and be able to pay those bills and be able to have money to go do things you want? And you can check the box when you go to sleep at night saying, I'm living my life purpose. I'm like fully activated doing this. I mean, really? Oh, and you're going to help the world crisis too. I mean, it's like how you're helping humanity, you're living your gift, you're able to take care of your financial commitments, you're helping people change their lives. It's like, how many boxes do we need to check here? That just is amazing. Now, I would teach you how to become a mindset coach. I would teach you how to do it. Every step of the way, I would teach you how to do it, how to do this and how to do it really well. How to do this and do it really well. Now, why? Look at this. Here's Lisa. Learning skills, mentoring skills has empowered me and continues to empower me in my personal and professional life. It helps me to gain confidence. Look at this. Because she stepped into training, she feels empowered. She's gaining confidence. She can change. She can create lasting change. Look at this. This is a woman who learned the skills and look what's happening to her. This is one small example. Here's Kenneth. Mentoring skills has opened up my ability to talk to family members. I have gained confidence. There's that confidence piece again. If you want the good things in life, if you're willing to find out, live any other way, survive day by day, want fear removed, then learn mentoring or coaching skills. It's like, this is like right in your path of helping you really live your life to the fullest. And then you get to help kids because you're teaching parents and then they teach their kids. So the kids benefit. Then you can help marriages. I mean, I could go on and on forever. You could help teachers who teach 300 little preschoolers. Lana came and learned about how to do coaching skills, and then she turns around and teaches her 300 preschool kids. You can't tell me that this is a terrible thing to teach people, have people pay for you to coach them. Look at what you'll do to people. You'll change them, which changes the children, changes marriages. And then you could have people who have tremendous experiences. This is one of my clients. Listen to this. I hope it's okay to text you this once. Last month, we made my goal of 50,000 because I used coaching skills and my empath gift to help them solve problems. Do you think this person's wife was really tickled that they crossed the $50,000 line? Their whole family was ecstatic because I'm an empath and I use coaching skills. This person had this success. This teacher had success. This marriage had success. These kids are having success. I'm serious. Like, this could work for you in such a huge way. Everyone's looking for help. Everybody's looking for help. But what if I could make it simple for you? What if there was a simple plan and I literally could show you what to coach and how to coach. All you'd have to be is teachable. That's it. And then for the business side, let's go to this scenario to learn business skills. Okay, here's the business skills right here. Lemonade stand, their marketing. Check that out. They've got a price. Oh, let me go to this screen. Their marketing, they have a price, they have a product, and they have a paying client. That's me. And they're in business. Hey, if these kids can run a lemonade stand, you could run an entrepreneurship coaching business to help people. All you got to do is just follow the steps one by one. Seriously. And yes, there's somebody else on the other corner who also has a lemonade stand. Are there other coaches in the world? Yes. But let me tell you this. They're not using their empath gift as high as they could. But here, that's what I would focus on. Your empath gift has to be looked at and improved upon, and you get to learn the skill of coaching. And also the skill of asking for money. At this lemonade stand, this kid right here, as soon as we pulled up, there's our car right over there. As soon as we pulled up, this kid ran over to our door. We rolled down the window. He stuck his hand in it and he said, "Give me the money." It was so stinking funny. I was like, that kid is going to be successful. He's going to be successful. If he can just ask for money, he's going to do great. But I get it. There's a lot of twisted thinking about money, and empaths have a struggle here with money. Let me give you a little tiny bit of insight why empaths struggle with money. Empaths struggle with money because it's littered with negative thoughts. And anything that is negative, empaths reject it. They won't even touch it, won't even talk about it, won't even do pricing. If there's an empath that's a massage therapist, usually they're broke. If there's an empath who's a chiropractor, usually they're barely making it. I mean, they're struggling. It's because they don't know that inside their head, there's all this negativity that's attached to money. Because if it becomes negative, what happens is it becomes a do not do anything with it. They don't think about it. They don't even want to see it. They don't even talk about it. They don't even have any feelings towards it. So that empath struggles with that. They really do. And empaths, if they try to put money before people, like this is the empath on this side, if they have something to teach, but they are like, oh, I'm supposed to be thinking about money, that empath is not going to do well because they are focused on money. What I'm suggesting is focus on people. People have money. But if you focus on teaching people and they want what you have to teach, then they will exchange money for what you have to teach. But empaths do not do well focusing on money. I focus on people. Who can I help next? Who wants to learn how to do this? Who wants to spend time with me? Who's teachable? And if I can focus on people and they can see like, hey, you just gave me a great sample, Kirk, but I want the rest of your library. What else you got over here about empaths? What else do you have about coaching? You probably have a few things over there after all the years of what you do. It's like, sure, you like to do that? This is what the transaction would look like. But I focus on people, and you could do the same thing. You totally could do the same thing. If I can do that, you can do that. We could do that. But you see, you need some coaching on how to do that. Another thing that empaths have issues with is empaths have had run-ins with people, and those need to be cleared up too. So an empath that's struggling in business or doesn't like money for some reason is because there's a person attached to it. And I know how to clear that up. I can help you with that because I did it for me. And so I can teach you how to do that too. Cool, huh? I love it. I mean, there's so many great ways to think about this. So I could get you going. We could remove your glitches on who you are and help you know that you're an empath, help you with your message of what you would like to teach. And maybe you want to be a mindset coach. I think it's the best and easiest path to go down. Then help you on know how to reach out to people. Then now you're going to have awesome happen. So I know the path. I just don't know if it's you, if you want to go down that path. if you want to do that. I also know how to do this, $20,000 a month. But if that's too much, it's okay. We can do 10. And if that's still, if that's too much for you, we can go there. We can go to 5. If that's too much, we can go to 1. Whatever level you want to start with, I can help you use your gift. You change people's lives for the better in gigantic ways. And you also get to be compensated for your time. I think it's amazing. So whatever level you want to play at, I can totally help you in what you're doing. There's a coaching process to go through, but this is where I want you to think about is think about you making $150 an hour. Really, $150 an hour for a 1-hour coaching appointment with somebody. That's amazing. $150 an hour for coaching. I mean, look around at who else gets paid $150 an hour, and you'd be doing mindset coaching. I would teach you what to do. I would actually give you content, my own personal content, so you could teach. You wouldn't even have to come up with your content yet. I could really help you get going. I know this is crazy. And I know this is like, I'm putting this idea in front of you, but seriously consider this. You could be yourself. You could be a mindset coach using your empath gift. You could love what you do. Those 2 things, be yourself, being an empath. You don't have to hide that anymore. You get to really use that, like really help people. Love what you do because you don't have to travel, to the office. You don't have to travel to your job. You can be at home. You could do it from home, and you can be financially successful. People who follow the plan make it to where they want to go, but you got to follow the plan. Just like what I was showing you up here, there's a plan. Some people don't follow the plan, and so they don't make it. You need to know that. Some people don't make it. But if you are somebody who can follow a plan and you're willing to learn about your empath gift and you're willing to learn about coaching skills, you're going to do really well. If this is in your journey of where you're going. But I'm going to put it out here in front of you again. We need more people to help. We seriously need more people to help. I'm going to go clear back to the first slide. To solve ongoing costly problems, we need people who can see the root of the problem. These people exist. They just don't know how powerful the gift is. And I want to put right here, that's you. So like I said, I was going to talk to you tonight about your gift and talk about some of the empath side about how this works. So this is what I did. I took all the classes, all the experience that I've had, like all these classes. I've learned a lot teaching group coaching programs, live seminars, one-on-one personal mentoring, online webinars. I've learned a lot. So what I've done recently, I have a brand new program, and I built it for you. I did. I built it for you. The program is called Coach Fast Track. The name says it all. It's to help you learn how to coach somebody to move forward in life and use your empath skills. And it's the fast track, meaning you can become a coach without taking forever, without having to go through all the speed bumps. Like, I'm going to teach you exactly what you need to know, step by step by step. We make it almost impossible to fail as a life coach to get your first paid client. My main focus is you having paid clients. Now, you're going to love having the skill, but I still want you to be able to earn an income. The world is getting weird. And you're going to need to have a way of being self-reliant, meaning provide for yourself in case the world does a big shift and a big change like it is. You're going to need a way to be able to take care of yourself. And if you're dependent on somebody else in the family to bring the income in, you need to pick up a skill. You need a skill. And if you're already out there trying to be a coach, and you're like, oh, it's not working for me. Something's wrong with me. No, you need a better trainer. That's what you need. You need a better trainer. You need me to help you with your gift. So let me show you what people do wrong when they try to do it themselves. This is what they do wrong. First off, they try to learn a bunch of information and they think that's going to save them. They just end up, this is you end up staying at the same level. Then you try to apply that information and you get into all the questions. How's this work? What's this? Where's that? I don't understand this. And you get lost, and then you slide back into information. This zone right here is where you get stuck, is the application zone. You don't know the steps to take. And that's what this Coach Fast Track program is. It's about knowing the steps, learning the skill, knowing the steps. And so I'm going to help you through this. I'm going to help you through all the questions with the steps, move you right through this, because this is where I want you to go. I want you to be up here in this level of you transforming, meaning increased performance and increased results. That you're not down here just learning. We got to get you doing the right thing in the right order so that you can actually produce cool results. So that's one of the parts that people do wrong, is that they get stuck in information and then a little bit of application. And that's where people are hung up right there. They don't have people who really are helping them with the steps. And I've done this for 17 years. All my energy, everything that I'm doing, all my full energy is put towards this program right now and the people that are in this program. And so this program just started just a couple of weeks ago, and it's in beta form. You know what that means? It means it's the beginning. And so while it's in its beginning, we have some incredible open door offers to be able to get in right now before we fully launch this in the next 2 months. And so if you want to get in on an amazing program that has a great reduction of tuition because it's in beta form, now would be the time to check this out. And when I say check this out, what you'd want to do is you want to either scan that QR code or type in your browser 3ke.2, this right here, .2/fast track. Either one of these, the QR code or 3ke.2/fast track, is going to open up a video of Cody. Cody's on my team, and he has just watched the video, and he's going to just talk to you, and then he's going to ask you a question or give you a question, and then you're going to push play, and then he's going to walk you through some questions that you'll answer. And then if all that sounds good to you and you're ready for it, that will schedule a phone call with me. And then you and I are going to jump on the phone, and I need to talk to you and see if this is something that you're ready for. We got to see if you're ready to really take steps using your empath gift and learning coaching skills. So scan the QR code. It'll take you to the site to watch the video and then answer the questions, and then book a time or schedule a phone call with me. And then you and I will jump on the phone. I'm serious. I will be the one calling you. And then we're going to be talking about your empath gift and your coaching level of skill. And let's talk about the Coach Fast Track program. Because if it's like you're ready and you know this is your thing, oh my goodness, let's like set you up really good with the skills, with the training, with the education. Okay, so there's that. But I got to show you this. Oh my goodness, let me show you this. This right here. This is the Coach Fast Track program. I just got to walk you through this super quick because you're going to really just see how many cool things we put into this. Look at this. Number one, we build you a custom coaching program. If you've ever tried putting your own coaching program together, you know how difficult it is and how long it takes. being part of the Coach Fast Track program, we're going to build your program. I'm not kidding. We really are. My team and I, we're going to gather information from you and we're going to get it done. We're going to build you a program. Like, no more taking forever. We're going to get this thing done so you can get out there and change people's lives. Number 2, a step-by-step coaching roadmap. When I say step-by-step, watch this. This is one of the pages in the Coach Fast Track private website. It walks you through step by step by step. And as it walks you through these step by steps, what happens is there's me with incredible, comprehensive, deep training on how to be a fantastic coach. I mean, it is amazing. Best program we've ever built in our company over 17 years. Best program ever. So we're going to build you a program. Step-by-step instructions on how to coach. Now look at this one. This is so exciting. I love this. I've always wanted to make it easy for you. Let me show you this. My personal 7 coaching appointment system. Look at this. If you decided to jump into the Coach Fast Track, at one point in the program, you are going to have access to client worksheets for coaching appointments. You will also have a facilitator guide for each of those coaching appointments. And I also made for you a coaching video about the particular coaching appointment and keynote slides to go with it. And there are 7 of these appointments. Like this is one appointment, meaning you have the discovery. I mean, you have the worksheets for the client. You have the facilitator guide, you have keynote slides, you have the training video, and that's 1 out of 7. So what I did is I literally put together a full coaching program years ago about mindset. And just recently, I've updated it. And a big part of the program is I want you to have content to use. I want you to learn the mindset coaching. Oh, I forgot to put that word in here. Hold on, I got to put that in here right here. Mindset coaching. And you will have access to this with my training videos to learn how I have been coaching others with mindset, which has built a multi-million-dollar company that's lasted over 17 years through all the craziness that's been going on in the world. You get a copy of my program to use. Seriously. And you could actually have people purchase coaching from you and you can use this. You get a license to use this. I think it's awesome. Then number 4, amazing empath training. And of course, number 5, money mindset. We've got to get your head straight about money. You have my team of support. You've got so much other content. I don't have time to go through all of it, but online content to help you in your coaching experience. And then every week, there's live Kirk Duncan $1 Million Mind coaching that happens every week on Wednesday morning. There's some incredible training here. Now, I show this to you to see if you're interested, right? See if you're interested. And if you're interested, you go book a call. And the next step is let's talk. And when I talk to you, I'm going to have questions for you to find out, how you're doing and where you're going. And if it's not a fit, I will tell you, because I don't want you to get into the program and then complain about it because it's too fast or it's too hard or whatever. I just that won't work. I don't want a community of people who are complainers. I'm not calling you a complainer, but I'm going to listen to you to see if it's the right time or if it's the wrong time. So about half of the conversation is going to be me asking you questions. And then the other half is I'm going to give you the rest of the details about the Coach Fast Track program. And then with that information, you can make a decision if what you'd like to do. So if you are interested, scan that QR code, go through those questions and choose the time to book a call. We could be talking as fast as tomorrow because I opened up some spots tomorrow if you're available. Love to get on the phone and talk to you. Love to find out where you're going, what you're doing. And if you are heading down a similar path that I am, let me save you a ton of time. And please let me make you look really good as a coach. Like, you are going to be amazing. And those same skills you'll use with your family, your friends. You'll use those same skills in everything you do. Every group you're with, every teaching opportunity you get, you will be at a higher level of performance, and you will be able to really move the people at a great level. So I love this. I love this. You know, Kirk, is this working for anybody else? Yeah, it works for a lot of people. $10,000 months, 3 months in a row, $16,000 in 23 days. They did a webinar, and then in $6,800 by 3:30 that day. This person right here, this client right here, they had 3 clients, and now they're up to 66 clients. I mean, look at the exciting things that are happening. But I'm going to say this, though, that is exciting. The numbers are going to happen, right? The numbers are going to happen. But the part we really want to look at is the kids, the marriages, the teachers, the individuals, and how it's impacting people. So there's a great opportunity here for you to be able to take care of yourself financially, live your life at a high level with your gift, learn a skill that could be a career, a job that you could rely on, being an entrepreneur, being able to be self-sufficient. I mean, that checks a lot of boxes. Be able to take care of yourself, use your gift, have a great skill you could use everywhere, serve humanity, make a difference, check the box before you go to bed that says, I'm living my life purpose. It's like an amazing experience. Amazing. So if you are interested, again, go to QR code, scan that, or go to your computer and type in 3ke.2/fast track. You'll see Cody. He'll talk to you about how it works. Then follow the prompts and answer the questions. Choose a time to jump on a phone call with me. Let's talk soon. And I can't tell you that part. That happens on the phone call. Shoot. Okay. So here's the question before we take off here is, what's your ripple effect? I know that one day I'm going to die. And when I stand before God, I want to be able to say, I did my thing. I went for it. I tried helping as many people as possible. I learned, I trained, I got education, I practiced, I did webinars, I did classes. I tried helping as many people as possible, and I was fair to everybody. I just want to like be able to stand in front of him just going, I wore myself out helping other people solve problems. I wore myself out. I am not going to die and go to heaven all rested and relaxed. I understand what this life is about. It's about helping each other. It's about making a difference. It's about figuring me out and what did God give me? That's what he gave me? Great. Let's use it. Let's go change the world. Let's go change one person's life. Let's go change 2 people's lives. Let's figure out how to do this. And you're on the same planet I'm on. You came here the same way I did. And so you're same. We're samies. And so I'm going to ask you to just check in with yourself. Are you using your gift? Can you check the box that says you're living your life purpose? Do you have somebody to teach you about being an empath? Do you have somebody that's teaching you about your money mindset? Do you have anybody that's pulling this all together for you? If you get involved with me with this Coach Fast Track program, I'm going to help you pull your life together. That's what you need help with, is pulling it all together so it's on purpose. It's on purpose. And when you have a plan of how it works and what to do next, it sure makes it a lot easier. I hope I get a chance to talk to you on the phone. And I really hope I get a chance to teach you and share with you and coach you and train you and challenge you in the Coach Fast Track program. So think about it or jump on it right now. Go to that QR code and be able to book your call before the appointments are taken, because that happens. And so don't miss out on the fact that this is in beta mode and there's a great opportunity to jump in right now. We've just added some new things to the Coach Fast Track program that wasn't there just a couple of days ago that I am so excited about, because it helps you remove resistance in your life. Now, I'm not going to take time to tell you all about that, but I just want you to know this program is just going to get more and more refined, and you're going to have an absolute blast in it. Okay, now I'm talking too much. Okay, so there's the QR code. I've spent 2 hours with you right now, and I hope this has been a good investment of your time. Hope that you have some notes to look at. And if you're still sitting there wondering if you should scan that code or type that in and book a call, if you're just sitting there going, maybe I should do that, jump on a call with me. Let's talk about it. Nobody's going to die wishing they would have done more with their life purpose. We got to take action now. The urgency is happening. And I'm going to say it. Time is running out in so many different ways. And you and I both know that. Don't hide your gift. Don't hide under a rock. Get out from underneath that rock. Get off the bench watching everybody else do this, right? Quit watching everybody else live their life purpose and you kind of being all, whoa, what about me? You have to take action. And things come together for people who take action. It comes together for people who take action. So if you're still thinking about it and you're like, oh, I'm going to just click off now, Kirk. Later, you're still going to think about it. Because I care about you and you're not hiding from me. I know you're out there. I know if you could, you would. So I'm going to say to you, book the call. It might make your heart beat fast that you're actually going to step up and do the thing you've always known you needed to do, because we're going to cover all the excuses you've ever had and just really solve those for you. It's about you really living your life, keeping you away from anxiety and depression and fear and catastrophic thinking, and get back into the mode of serve, make a difference. Make a difference. It's your turn. It's your turn. It's your time. Cool. All right. Super good to be with you. Thanks for showing up here tonight. Hope you got some great notes, and schedule a call with me. I want to talk to you. I'll be right here. I'll make a phone call and we'll just chat on the phone and get to find out where you're at and if it's possible. All right. Love you guys. Thank you.